Hi everyone, my name is Niv. I'm a solutions architect at Aporia. Aporia is a tool for monitoring machine learning models in production. And today we'll talk about monitoring LLMs. And since this is a speed talk, I'm going to dive right in, so apologies. Okay, so why do we even need to talk about monitoring LLMs? The reason is that when it comes to LLMs, as opposed to other machine learning use cases, we don't really know what to monitor. And the reason we don't know what to monitor is because, well, two main reasons. First is that the LLMs were not trained by us. We don't have a loss function that we know we're trying to minimize or very clear understanding of mathematical metrics that we need to minimize. And second is that the concept of ground truths is not that clear when it comes to free text. So today I'll try to give you a couple of examples of metrics that you can use to monitor them. The first one is to track user feedback. So it's pretty straightforward. Find a way to incorporate user feedback into your product after interacting with the LLMs. You can use scale bars or just negative and positive, just whatever it is that's simple for the users to provide, so the user will be inclined to provide it. And again, this is one of the most straightforward and easiest way to monitor your LLMs. If you use a scale bar, just track the average scale ratio between negative to positive, etc. So this is, again, one of the simplest ways and easiest to implement. Second is to track user sentiment. So you can leverage the fact that LLMs are pretty good at running sentiment analysis tasks. And the users are probably interacting with the LLMs using free text. You can use the LLMs, the same prompts that you're using to reply to the user. You can use them to also run sentiment analysis. And then you can start tracking that. So you can track the distribution of emotion, of sentiments over time. You can track, if you want to keep it simple, track negative versus positive. Again, pretty straightforward and pretty easy to implement. So the third one is probably one of the most underrated suggestions we have for monitoring, and that's to create segments. So leverage the metadata that you're already collecting about your users and incorporate it into your monitoring system. You're already collecting in your product probably things like country, age, gender, occupation, and many more business-specific parameters. And you can use them to create groups in your data and monitor performance for each of these groups. And this can really help you empower your monitoring system because, well, first of all, you'll be able to track each group individually, and that can give you a lot of insights. It can help you narrow down issues. A lot of the time when there are issues in production, they boil down to a specific segment of users, so only a specific part of your users are experiencing these issues. So this can help you narrow it down. Find issues that you would have missed, because if you don't monitor these specific groups, you would never known about this issue. And lastly, and most importantly, this is the way that you'll be able to monitor for bias and fairness issues. So find a way to, so use your metadata, and the last one is to associate business metrics. And what I mean by that is that you've introduced LLMs into your product for a reason, right? You wanted to improve a specific aspect of your business. So find a way to track this aspect and relate that, correlate that to conversations with the LLMs. I'll explain it with an example. Assume you're a bank and you develop this new app for users to be able to understand how to use the bank's app, right? An automatic support agent. And over time, what you want to do is track these actions, right, that the user is trying to take. You can use the fact that the users are interacting with the LLMs and ask the LLM to classify what actions the user is trying to take. I see the slide move way faster than me, so apologies for that. I'll finish anyhow. In this example, what you'll want to do is ask the LLM what action the user was trying to take, and then follow it up by tracking this action. If the user was trying to transfer funds, see if the user was actually able to transfer the funds after the conversation. This is one of the most accurate performance metrics you'll be able to track for LLMs. And I'll finish here. Sorry, I was too slow. Thank you, guys, for listening.